Over the past 20 years, I've noticed a consistent pattern. A homeowner installs a DIY security system, and at first, everything works. The alerts come through, the app functions as expected, the system feels modern and capable. And then over time, something subtle starts to happen. Not failure, but friction. Expectations begin to exceed design. And that's usually the point where DIY stops being the right fit, not because the system is bad, but because it was optimized for a different level of complexity. In this video, I want to walk through where that tipping point typically occurs. Let's be clear about something up front. DIY security systems are excellent within a certain range. They work very well for small to moderate-sized homes, standard perimeter protection, a handful of motion detectors, a manageable number of cameras, and for owners who are comfortable managing alerts and maintenance. If your expectations match that profile, DIY can be a very smart decision. The friction doesn't start immediately. It starts when the system grows or when expectations grow. Here's the key concept most people underestimate. DIY doesn't eliminate complexity. It transfers responsibility. When you install a DIY system, you become responsible for sensor placement decisions, testing and maintenance discipline, feature configuration, monitoring setup, and understanding how the system behaves under different conditions. None of that is inherently a problem, but it does require time, attention, and a willingness to learn. As complexity increases, so does the level of responsibility. In earlier videos, I've discussed the system maintenance burden. As systems grow, the number of devices grows. More devices means more batteries, more supervision signals, more notifications, more testing steps. That's not a flaw, it's just physics. A small system with 6 devices is easy to manage. A larger system with 30 devices behaves very differently over time. The question becomes, are you comfortable managing that scaling responsibility yourself? Another friction point I've seen repeatedly is sensor placement. The security alarm industry has existed for over 100 years. Just like electricians or plumbers, certain best practices have developed over time. So can you install a wireless door sensor in a slightly suboptimal position and have it work? Often, yes. Can you install a motion detector in the wrong orientation and still have it mostly work? Sometimes. But I've seen many situations where a motion detector didn't reliably detect movement or generated repeated false alarms because of placement. Best practices exist for a reason. They're not arbitrary. They're based on physical limitations and long-term field experience. As systems become more layered, placement precision starts to matter more. Now let's talk about something more serious, life safety. Smoke and carbon monoxide detection are not just convenience features. There are nationally established standards, such as those published by NFPA, that provide guidance on how many detectors are recommended for a given structure and where they should be placed for optimal detection performance. Placement affects detection speed, false alarm likelihood, and overall reliability. You don't need to memorize those standards, but you should be aware they exist. When it comes to life safety, some homeowners are comfortable designing that themselves. Others prefer guidance from someone who works within those standards regularly. That's a boundary decision, not a brand decision. Cameras are another area where expectations can drift. When people hear wireless camera, they often assume easy installation. But wireless usually refers to video transmission, not power. Many outdoor cameras still require wired power. If an exterior outlet isn't nearby, installation may involve drilling, running wiring, and/or electrical considerations. And if you choose battery-powered cameras outdoors, that may mean retrieving a ladder regularly to recharge them, multiplied by however many cameras you install. Then there's networking. Cameras live on your home network. If you're comfortable managing Wi-Fi reliability, router settings, or even network segmentation, that may not concern you. If you're not, troubleshooting can quickly become frustrating. Again, not failure, friction. Another pattern I've seen is underutilization or misunderstanding of advanced features. Many systems support features like duress codes, silent or hold up alarms, tamper signals, supervision failure alerts, or in other words, different signal types beyond just alarm. But most homeowners never fully learn what their system is capable of. They install it, they arm it, they assume it works. When expectations rise, especially in higher stakes situations, that knowledge gap can create confusion. DIY systems don't prevent you from learning these features, they simply require you to take the initiative. So, when does DIY stop being the right fit? Not when it fails, not when it's defective, but when you expect it to behave like a professionally designed system without investing in the design rigor that supports that level of complexity. As homes become larger, as systems become layered, as life safety or response expectations increase, design begins to matter more than convenience. That doesn't mean DIY is wrong. It means every system has an optimization range. Understanding that range protects you from friction later. In the next video, we'll look at what national security providers actually change and what they don't, because moving away from DIY doesn't automatically solve every problem. The goal here isn't to steer you toward one category. It's to help you recognize the boundaries before frustration sets in. If this kind of experience-based guidance is helpful, consider subscribing for more honest advice and so you know when our next video on a new topic in the space is released. And if you know of anyone else who might benefit from this information, please feel free to share this video with them. Have questions? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.